Welcome to Spark of Hope. This is a new day, and the mercies of the Lord are new every morning. Today we're going to work on our mini habit moment number 2. And this mini habit moment today, we're going to talk about breathe. So often it is important for us to remember we need to breathe. And as we get older, then that capacity diminishes. I know that in my life, I've had to deal with bronchitis over and over and over again. My lung capacity has diminished, and I need to take heed as to what these exercises will do for me to increase my lung capacity and my breath control. First, you all know that I work in a hospital. And in a hospital, we have an item, a tool that we use. Looks like this. It's called an incentive spirometer. This is what we give our patients who are having difficulty breathing. We tell them to take 10 breaths every hour while they're laying there in that bed. And this is how it works. We have the mouthpiece here, and I'm going to empty my lungs of all the air that I have, and then I'm going to breathe in. And here you saw, or maybe you didn't, I'm not sure how the camera will pick this up. This disc right here inside will rise up based on the amount of breath that I have taken in. And my breath capacity here was at 1500. This marker right here is movable so that I can keep track of where I am, where I've been, what was my last capacity, and how has it improved. So that's for those of you who have opportunity to obtain one of these. Then we can keep measurements as to what your lung capacity is and how your lung capacity and the capacity of your lung is improving. Going back into my history, into my past, when I was in college, I was a voice major. And during that 1 year of voice lessons, my voice teacher taught me 2 breathing techniques that we're going to discuss today. The first breathing technique is going to use some imagery, and I want you to follow me as we go through this thought process. I'm going to call this exercise my umbrella exercise. And here I have an umbrella for illustration purposes. So let's imagine that this is what's going on inside of us. It's not. But this is the mind process that I want you to go through as we learn this technique. So at first, this is all closed up. But as the air moves down and gets to the very bottom, it's going to distribute itself into the different spokes, and the spokes of the umbrella are going to slowly open. Okay, so now let's imagine that this umbrella has many tiers of spokes. Okay, so the air has come down, gone to the very bottom, and the bottom tier has opened up and has completely been filled with the air that we have breathed in. The next bell of the umbrella, or level of the umbrella, is going to open up again, and we've got a second layer of spokes that the air is going to move into. And as the air fills up those spokes, it's going to fill this place up, and then the next layer is going to open up, and the spokes of that bowl are also going to fill up with air. And perhaps you've got 4 layers, or maybe you've got 5 layers to fill up with air. I hope that illustration was helpful so that maybe you can work out in your mind this scenario of what is happening. So this is what I want you to do. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see. Maybe I can help you see this. The air is going to go down into the lungs. And in your mind, it's going to come all the way down to the bottom of your spine. All the way down to here. We're going to imagine, it does. It makes you yawn as you go through this exercise. So don't be embarrassed or don't think it unusual that you might be yawning. So I'm going to relax my shoulders all the way down. And I'm going to take in a breath. And I'm going to imagine that my air comes all the way down here. And as it reaches the bottom levels of my lungs, or my imaginary lungs, then the spokes, or the side branches of my lungs are going to open up and fill up with air. And then the air is going to fill up from here and go up, and then another set of branches is going to open up and fill up with that air. And as the lungs fill up, we go up higher, and another set of branches opens up and fills up with air. And this continues until you have completely and totally filled your lungs. Shoulders down. Let's begin breathing. And I hope you could see that the air actually filled up from the bottom up. Now, I'm already admitting this is at the beginning of a new period for me. I have begun releasing music that I would like the world to see. And I'm expecting to be able to go out on stage and to be able to share this music with others. But I'm not going to be able to do that with insufficient lung capacity and insufficient lung control. By the same token, those of us who are getting older and who have become lazy, not really understanding that that's what's happening, we are also losing lung capacity and lung control. And this is diminishing our capability of bringing in the most needed oxygen. And not only will this allow us, as we exercise, to expand or to extend our lives, but it will also help our lungs to be healthier and less susceptible to diseases. So let's get started with this first exercise. Let's do our first practice. So I said all of that because I am way out of practice myself. So I hope I'm being an adequate example for you and giving you an adequate visual as to what's actually happening. Even though I know what is supposed to happen, I hope my explanation has been clear. If not, please comment below and let me know if I need to explain anything any further or any more clearly. Thank you very much. Okay, again, back to our first effort. Here we go. Ooh, I did yawn, didn't I? It'll cause you to yawn as well. Let me try that again. But when I do it again, we're going to add some more to this exercise. We're going to hold that when our lungs are completely full. Hold that breath. Hold that breath. Hold that breath until you feel you cannot hold it any longer. And then you're going to slowly let out that breath. push everything out, get rid of everything, push it out all the way. All right, ready? Let's begin. Okay, so I didn't hold my breath as long as I could for sake of time, but you all should be holding your breath for as long as you can. Now, there's another technique that I heard just recently that I like the concept of. It's called the 4-8 technique. And what that entails is breathing in to the count of 4, and you can decide how fast that 4 is going to be. And then when you breathe out to the count of 8. This will also aid in helping you to gain breath control. Now, doing this exercise and doing the next exercise, you can create a carbon dioxide deficit inside your body, and you can pass out. So don't feel bad about taking a moment to recuperate from that last exercise, because we don't want you passing out here. That would not be a good thing. All right, we'll move on to the next one. And I call this the doggy pant. And I used to teach this to my voice students when I was teaching. And we start off with this exercise very slowly, because we are exerting control over a muscle that we have not before specifically targeted. So we're going to be conscious about the movement of our diaphragm. Okay? And the doggy pant goes like this. I'm going to stick my tongue out. This is not a beauty contest. This is an exercise. And I will stick my tongue out and I will pant like a dog. And at first I'm going to pant slowly until I get better control. Can you see the movement my fingers are making as my stomach moves in and out? As my diaphragm moves down and up? Take a moment to let the oxygen and the carbon dioxide in your blood equalize. Do not allow yourself to pass out. Give yourself a break and then try again. Okay? So as you get better at this exercise, increase the speed of the exercise. And you're doing this deliberately and on purpose, getting control of that particular muscle that we're targeting. And these are the exercises that I've learned through the years that could produce greater breath control and greater breath capacity that we all need for better health. So thank you for sharing this mini habit moment with me. And the word of the day is breathe.